Hi, my name is Nisa.
And I'm Latoya, and we're back to
Talk it
Talk
out.
It Out.
So, we're doing this whole, what do you call this?
Social distancing.
Okay, yeah, I remind Latoya for the term. So, we're doing the social distancing, but even though we are far apart, we decided that we're just going to do a home edition of Talk It Out.
That's right.
Exactly. And we're going to talk about trust today.
Yes.
You know, this is popular saying, right? That I've even heard my niece say it, that says, trust me. Trust me. Right before they say something, they say, trust me. And I'm looking at, my niece was like, trust me, such and such and such. And I'm looking at her like, who gonna trust you? You 7 years old. But trust is very important in a friendship, in relationships in general. So what do you think are some of the things we can do to build trust?
By saying that, one thing you can do to build trust is to be gradual about it, right? As you meet somebody, don't tell them everything about you right off the bat. Not that it's bad things. Huh?
Just throw the kitchen sink at it.
Right.
I can tell you about my 3 kids. I can tell you about my mom. I can tell you about my dad. And by the time you're done, you're just like, oh my goodness, that was just a lot.
Right. Because for someone to be able to take in this information, they have to have a level of trust. And you don't get that trust overnight. So you want to be gradual with how you are trusting people and also building trust, meaning them trusting you.
Yeah.
So I think that's step 1.
You're right. I also like the fact where, and I say this all the time, say what you mean and mean what you say.
That's right.
Don't be saying stuff that you don't mean to say. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry. What I meant to say is such and such and such. No, what I really meant to say is A, B, C, and T.
Because once you start backtracking, then you start to distrust. Like, naturally a response to somebody saying, well, that's not what I meant. Like, well, can I really trust you? Because you said one thing, but now you're saying it's not that and it's something else. Like, make up your mind.
Exactly. And then you start to second guess your own intelligence. Be like, is that what I heard? Sometimes I'll ask Latoya, well, you know what? She said A, B, C, and D. Is that what you heard? I think that's what she meant. And Latoya's like, yep, that's exactly what but that's not what she's saying. She said she didn't mean it like that. So why are you saying stuff that you don't mean?
Exactly.
That'll make no sense. No sense. I like also, when you're taking risks so that you can get to know the other person. Risks are very important. You want to elaborate on that? What do you think?
I think risk is important, and if you can take the risk together, meaning
the risk taker.
Of course, I don't mind taking risks. A lot of times people hold me back from taking risks. Like my mom, she would say, oh no, why are you going to do that? Yeah, you too, Nisa, but I didn't want to call you out. But since you're calling yourself out, sometimes you need to take these risks to really get to the next step. It happens in your career. It happens in other aspects of life, right? And with a friend, you're not really going to get close to somebody if you don't take a risk to get to know them and let them get to know you. And I'm talking about the real you, not the I'm in a good mood, so everything is nice. I'm talking about the who ate my cereal? Ooh, good.
Chew you out. Don't be touching my stuff.
Yeah, they get to see when you're angry, when you're sad, when you're, I don't want to say depressed, when you're down, same as sad, when you're excited, and they can see fully and truly who that character is, right? You have to be vulnerable and you got to really put yourself out there. But who you put yourself out there with and how you put yourself out there, that's something to be careful of. So you want to be able to trust, you want to be able to take that risk to get to know other people and to trust them,
exactly.
But you still want to be smart about it.
Okay. As well as being able to take that risk, you got to know that when you take that risk that your friend got your back, right? Yeah. She got to get my back. Like sometimes I get a little argumentative, right? So if I'm in some exchanging of ideas back and forth, right, and we're in public, normally, I know that Latoya has my back. So she's, even though she may agree with the other person, right? Now, she's not lying, okay? But then there's a way, either you stay silent, but there's a way that as a friend that you can back the other person up.
Exactly.
You gotta know that if the person is, because we're talking about building trust here, right? So if that person is trustworthy, you're trying to build trust, you want to be able to support that person. And you can still find ways that you can let them know, listen, I know that you were very passionate about wearing those pink pants, but really and truly, they did not go with your outfit. And that's all the other person was trying to say. You got to ditch them pants.
And we're not saying trust them to the extent where you would jump off a cliff with them, right?
Exactly.
But
everything that they say, you're like, yeah. No.
Yeah. But you need to still be able to provide that level of support where if they say something and they go somewhere and they look around, you're there. Not, oh, I wasn't really trying to do that, so I stayed here. I didn't realize you were going. It's like, what? I thought you were my friend.
That's it. We're not friends.
No.
Yep. And also, you've got to be able to give and take. I think that if you're in a friendship and then you're the only one giving and the other person's not really, no, you can't equate it, right? So you want to be careful of saying, listen, I gave you 5 cents, I need 5 cents back. But you can't equate it all the time, but there has to be somewhat of a balance.
And if there isn't a balance, as a good friend, you need to be able to make that balance, right? If there are times when maybe I'm in a mood and I'm just talking about everything that happened, I consciously stop myself and I say, well, Nisa, how was your day? It can be tough at times because if you really want to talk about something, I might ask her, how's her day? And she says 2 sentences and I go back to what I was talking about. And then I think to myself, okay, no. If you're really being a good friend, you need to genuinely ask as well, how did things go? So I do take time to stop to make sure that I'm asking and listening as well as talking, right? And if you have a friend that's doing too much, you need to be able to help them find a balance too. It's not just about identifying it, but if you're a true friend, you help them to be better at it.
Exactly. And that's how you build trust, right? You got to build trust. Like my dad would sometimes say that Captain Trust is dead. I saw his coffin go down in the grave. That's whenever I would say, Dad, you don't trust, you trust. Captain Trust is dead. I saw his coffin go down the grave, which meant that he was at the graveside and he knew that man is dead. But you have to be able to trust somebody if it is that they're going to be your friend. In relationships, trust is very key, is very important. Now, since you like to give the last words and give some little tips, you got any tips for people that are that have friendships that are self quarantining themselves? Am I saying that again? What's the word?
Social distancing.
There it is. I'm asking her that all week. But what do you think about trust and the social distancing? Do you just say, listen, out of sight, out of mind? What do you think?
First, I think that you should trust if someone says they don't have it, they don't have it.
How you know unless you get tested? I'm just saying.
On a more serious note, I know, I was just kidding around. I think that you would want to continue keeping the lines of communication open, right? Calling your friends, talking with them. They need to be able to trust that even though you are far apart, it doesn't mean that you completely forgot about the friendship. You do need to get closer even though we're further apart. So you share what you've been doing through the day. You know, you make things that would be stressful funny. So maybe if they're saying, yeah, I gotta wear socks all day, then, you know, you make a joke about that. I don't know where that came from, don't ask. Yeah, so things like that, right? Like you make light of what the stressful parts of being apart are, and that can help to lighten the mood and make people feel less stressed and actually more happy.
that I just want to add that given this time of this social distancing and this isolation, that you don't really have to isolate friendships. You can actually build friendships. You can probably reach out to one of your friends, send them something that's funny on WhatsApp. There's some videos that are circulating. I sometimes try to send it to some of my friends, right? Another thing you can do is that if it is that you can use this time to also bond with people, right? Even though you are in isolation, maybe you can call some of your friends or get a closer relationship with a higher being if you believe in one, right? That this is a good time for you to do some meditation and just kind of reflect on your life and also build and mend some of those friendships.
Right.
All right, so I think that's all that we're going to talk about with trust, but we're coming with something else that's called being reliable, right? And if you have questions for us, definitely put them in the comments below. You can send us an email, or email will be posted. So just kind of reach out so we can have different topics and we can talk about the things not only that we want to talk about, but things that you want to talk about too. All right, so take care and wash your hands. All right.
All right.
Bye.